Ma'am, wait. Look center this time, ma'am.
Center. मैम बीच में देखिए, बीच में। मैरिन सामने, मैरिन।
बहुत ज़्यादा आगे। अरे ए पीछे आएगा। भाई वो पीछे हो। पूजा जी आपके सामने आ गए। पूजा जी सामने आपके। पूजा जी है। सर पार्टी में कैमरा जी सामने आपके। पूजा जी सामने पूजा स्ट्रेट। योर राइट साइड। पूजा जी सामने नहीं दिखे यहाँ पे। पूजा योर राइट। पूजा जी सामने नहीं दिखे यहाँ पे। सेंटर। वो सर पार्टी वगैरह यहाँ पे पूजा ना राइट साइड यहाँ पे टर्न हो। पूजा जी सामने आपके। भाई कैमरा भाई जिम्बल पूजा मैम। राजा भाई नीचे करो कैमरा। राइट साइड। वो जिम्बल मोबाइल थोड़ा ऐसे जाओ। यहाँ पे सेंटर यहाँ। पूजा मैम राइट साइड। योर राइट। मोबाइल नीचे लेना भाई। राइट साइड में हाथ आ रहा है ना। भैया भाई अभी यहाँ पे पूजा का लुक यहाँ पे। वेट यार बाजू गाइस कैमरा असं ठेवा। वेट भाई यहाँ पे पीछे आ जाना। भाई रुक क्या? राइट साइड। नहीं आ रहा। राइट साइड भाई यहाँ पे सामने। भाई यहाँ पे लुक क्या? भाई यहाँ लेफ्ट। भाई लेफ्ट में। सेंटर में देखिए भाई। सेंटर में ये राइट साइड। लाइट मारूंगा डाउन से आ रही है। थैंक यू भाई। यहाँ पे देखो यहाँ पे। यहाँ पे फुल मारा है। देखिए सामने यहाँ पे। वेट वीडियो चल रहा है इसका। राइट साइड। एक बैक टू फ्रंट। नाइस। राइट साइड। विलन भाई यहाँ पर देखो। यहाँ पर विलन भाई। भाई यहाँ पर देखो। वेदंग सेंटर है। यहाँ देखिए भाई। वेट वेदंग सेंटर। जिगरा यहाँ पे सामने। वेदंग सेंटर प्लीज। थैंक यू। चलो हो गया।
Ladies and gentlemen, the sun rises in India, presenting the new Garnier Super UV sunscreens. The future of sun care is... Okay, let me take you a little bit through the product. So the first hero we have here is the Garnier Super UV Invisible. I have on the stage, please, across our actor who has done films in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, our pan-India star, Butta Bomma Pooja Hegde. Welcome, Pooja. We are super excited to have you. Now, Pooja has been with Garnier for the over last 2 years, and now we are launching yet another category with you. How does it feel, Pooja?
I mean, I'm very excited because I've actually wanting all to launch this Super UV mist for a while, because when we shot the ad, I thought it was incredible because after we apply our makeup, we need something, to retouch our sunscreen, and I'm really happy that you all have finally launched it. But you're quite a rock star, huh? I'm watching her here on stage.
Learning from you, Pooja, learning from you. Okay, and joining Pooja today, we have somebody very new to the Garnier family. He's made everyone go wow wow boom in 2023 and in Welcome, Vedang. How does it feel to be here?
Oh, I'm very, very, very happy, very excited to be associated with Garnier. And yeah, looking forward to this wonderful association.
So are we, so are we. Okay, so I have a surprise for you. Why don't you come here? Okay, so that they get the screen close to the products. So like you all know, we have been working... 3, 2, 1. Oh. 3,
यूवी रेज होती है हर जगह ब्लॉक करो हर नया गार्नियर सुपर यूवी इनविजिबल सीरम सनस्क्रीन इसमें है डबल पावर SPF 50 प्लस एंड विटामिन सी जो 99% सन डैमेज से प्रोटेक्ट करे और डार्क स्पॉट्स को करेक्ट करे इनविजिबल सीरम टेक्सचर बिल्कुल पता ही ना चले नया गार्नियर सुपर यूवी इनविजिबल सीरम सनस्क्रीन यूज करो हर दिन बाय गार्नियर नेचुरली यूवी रेज होती है हर जगह ब्लॉक करो कभी भी नया गार्नियर सुपर यूवी मिस्ट हाई SPF 50 प्लस के साथ जो सन डैमेज से प्रोटेक्ट करे लाइट वेट नॉन स्टिकी टेक्सचर जो मेकअप पर भी यूज हो सके गार्नियर सुपर यूवी मिस्ट यूज करो कभी भी कहीं भी बाय गार्नियर नेचुरली
Woohoo! How was that, guys? Isn't she wonderful? So Pooja, let me tell you, media has gone live across the country on TV, digital, and more places, and you will see it super soon. Okay, so moving on to Vedang. Now, Vedang is our first male spokesperson on Garnier Skin Natural. First one, right? And the reason why we have you is to expand our appeal to the male audiences as well, because sunscreen is not a category that's restricted by gender. It's for everyone. And welcome, Vedang. I mean, we are very happy to have you on the brand so that we really make this truly a male plus female brand. Can we want to give the 3, 2, 1?
Countdown?
Just say go.
Okay, go.
यूवी रेज होती हैं हर जगह
Block them every day.
नया
Wonderful, isn't it? Super excited. Okay, so that was on the communication. You were telling me something about some AMA?
The one we did on Instagram. We put up a story.
Yeah.
Yes, so we put up a story on Instagram yesterday as an AMA to ask what people think about sun care and what questions they have on it. And I think today both of us are here to kind of address it.
Yeah. I think we had a lot of like questions come in, and I think you guys have like consolidated it, and we're going to be answering them today.
Okay, glad that happened because we have a few experts in the room who will help us to do just that. Why don't I have the two of you seated so that I can then welcome the experts, please? Maybe on extra ones, please. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay, so my first guest for today is Dr. Rickson Pereira. Dr. Rickson, eczema, psoriasis, alopecia, pigmentation lasers, injectable fillers, thread lifts, and body contouring. His clinic is located on Linking Road in Khar in Mumbai, and he houses their cutting-edge technology. He believes in beauty through science, so do we, Doctor. Catering to a wide variety of people, including renowned celebrities from Bollywood, sports, fashion, and influencers. He's won multiple prestigious awards like B.V. Satyanarayana Award and Rising Star Scholarship from the World Congress of Dermatology in 2015 and 2019. Welcome, Dr. Rickson. Please, can I have you on stage, please? Joining them is somebody from L'Oreal. So, Xavier Fastinger, R&I or Research and Innovation Development Head for the Skin Métier for the SAPMENA zone for the L'Oreal Group. Xavier has been working with the group for 12 years in hair care, process innovation, hygiene, deodorant, skincare, and cleansing. And last but not the least on the panel, may I warmly welcome our very own Anshuman Vanshu, General Manager, Garnier, India. Anshuman has been with the organization for over 13 years, with stints across consumer and professional division, sales and marketing. He's truly the voice of the consumer, the brand, and the category. In short, a man of steel. Welcome, welcome. With that, I hand over the reins to Pooja and Vedang, okay, for your rapid fire round. Go guys, break a leg. You have?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me begin. I have a question, and it's also a doubt that I've always had. So I got introduced to the concept of sunscreens. Sorry. So I got introduced to the concept of sunscreens when I used to watch cricket, and I saw all these Australian cricketers wear it on their faces, you know, the thick white sunscreen. And I must have been 10 or 12 then, and I thought it's something that only people in Europe or Australia use. I didn't know it was a concept in the country, and I didn't know much about skincare anyway. So, Dr. Rickson, my question is to you. Why are sunscreens relevant in India as well?
So hello everyone, and so India we know is closer to the equator, so we get a lot of UV light all year round. And of course we have an inbuilt sun protection mechanism, that's melanin, but that is not enough. You know, you'll always end up having some amount of sun damage, and that accumulates over time. So you get cumulative damage over time, and that is what we want to prevent. So what a sunscreen does is it protects against that sun damage. It drastically reduces this cumulative sun damage over time, and that's why it's very important to use a sunscreen to maintain the aesthetics of young and healthy skin. And as dermatologists, we've been prescribing sunscreen for years. I mean, sunscreen was, I think in a decade, it'll be 100 years of since sunscreen was introduced. So I think it's been around for a long time, but I think more and more people should open up to the idea of using a sunscreen.
Thank you.
Well, my next question to you is, of course, I have been using sunscreen like every day. It's become part of my routine now. But I wanted to ask you, because a lot of people asked me on my Instagram yesterday, is that what happens when you don't use sunscreen? And you know, they always say you should also use it when it's cloudy, it's not sunny. So if you could just tell them like why.
If I may take this one.
Please.
So I think you need to wear sunscreen every day. Because even if it's cloudy or so, UV rays with pass. And so when we are talking about UV ray, there is mostly two kind of UVs that we are talking about. There is UVB and UVA. And to remember what is what, you can say UVB for sunburn. So this is the UV that will stay at the surface of the skin, but which are with very high intensity and which will burn your skin. And you have UVA for aging, which will go deeper into the skin and create damage inside the skin. They will create overproduction of melanin. So this is where you will have some tanning, sun tanning, etc. And so the idea is to use sunscreen to be able to protect your skin from both of these UVs.
Nice. Vedang, any
Yes.
questions?
Yes. So next one I'll ask is, so this is the funny one I got, so let me lighten up the mood a bit. This question is from Punya Vats, or Punya Vats, sorry if I got the name wrong. So he is asked, मैं जब गोवा जाता हूँ तब सनस्क्रीन लगाता हूँ, बट मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड कहती है कि आई हैव टू वेयर सनस्क्रीन एवरी डे. Why? So Dr. Rickson, let me ask you, should Punya Vats listen to his girlfriend or not listen to his girlfriend?
I think he should. He absolutely should. He should be wearing sunscreen every day. Like I said, India is a country where there is a lot of UV light. Okay, whether you're in around on a beach in Goa, or you're at an altitude on some mountain, or even in Mumbai, if you saw the UV index today, it was 9. Okay, and that's really high. Okay, when the UV index goes from like 1 to 11 plus, so it's 0 at night, and then as the day progresses, the UV index increases. So any UV index 3 and above requires sun protection. And in fact, if it gets extreme, like 9, 10, 11, you should actually be getting out of the sun wherever possible, okay? So that's important. So that's why no matter which place in India you are, you need sunscreen. Even on rainy days, make sure you wear your sunscreen, because a lot of UVA light gets filtered through the clouds, okay? So clouds can block some UVB, but during the day, if you see light, that means there is UVA light, and you must wear a sunscreen even during the monsoons. Yeah, so yeah, he absolutely should.
And in general, I think he should listen to his girlfriend. And she sounds like she knows what she's talking about.
Skincare or not?
Yeah,
Always
for
listen
sure.
to your
The secret to his happy life. But I personally really love both the serum sunscreen and the Garnier Super UV Mist sunscreen, like I was saying earlier, because I don't know about you, what do you?
No, I love both of them too, and I'm using the serum sunscreen every day without fail. It feels super light on the skin, it's not greasy, it doesn't leave a white cast, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, and I think, like I said earlier, I mean, I'm dressed like the sunscreen bottle today myself. Yeah, but I think what's great is that, after you apply makeup, especially, and you're on the go, it just takes 3 seconds to apply it, and it doesn't leave any kind of it's super lightweight, there's no white cast, and I think it's a great product to have. It's really, you can put it in your pocket anywhere, your little bag, so it's been designed very beautifully. So besides me saying all this, why don't you guys tell us why this is so special?
Okay, I think you've said it all, actually. You've spoken like a true consumer who needs everything. We need protection, we need sensoriality, we need convenience, and really with Garnier today, I think we've really launched the best combination possible. It's really the gold standard of sun protection. So you're talking about SPF 50, you're talking about PA4+, 99% sun damage protection at any point in time, and that's what brings in the efficacy. Then you talk about sensoriality, and I'll let Xavier talk about the sensoriality of it a little later. But then convenience, I mean, look at the formats that you're launching, extremely easy to carry, on the go. I mean, you don't need a reason. I mean, you really have to find a reason not to use sunscreen anymore. So for me, there is so much. Most importantly, eventually, because we are looking for something which is perfect for the Indian consumers. And we've really tested our sunscreens on Indian consumers, and you've seen the results. Chauta spoke about the fact that over 96% consumers feel that this is the best sunscreen ever, and that really brings us confidence because on Garnier, we really want to bring beauty for all, inclusive beauty, and when you're talking to all consumers and you're getting that kind of a resounding response, it really kind of, that's the happy moment that you have, through the course of your day. But Xavier, on the efficacy, would you like to add something?
Yeah, sure. So what we have done specifically with these two products was to develop them adapted to, of course, the consumer need, but also to the climate, because we know that we are in a region where it's more hot, humid. In big cities, there can be a lot of pollution, and so we need a light and fresh texture. So there was a lot of challenge because I'm sure all of us have already tried many UV products, very heavy, greasy, but this is the internal nature of UV filters. And that was all our challenge, to guarantee the best protection, because as Garnier, and because actually SPF is not just cosmetic but also a health concern, we have to have the highest protection. And around these UV filters, we have developed a vehicle, a formula that is light and fresh for be actually an enjoyable moment, you know.
Maybe I think at this point in time it would make real sense if we actually show them the efficacy, because I think there's nothing that works like an actual visible test. And Xavier, because we have him from the R&I team, is going to take you guys through an actual experiment that, it goes beyond our words. You can actually see the efficacy.
So we just discussed a little bit earlier about the importance on how, UV will penetrate the skin. So here, to make a small demonstration, so I will not do a cocktail, even if I'm using tonic. I'm using the tonic because it contains quinine in the drink. And these quinine molecules are reflecting the UV. So as you can see, I will use a UV torch, and I don't know if it will work with the light, but I think we have too much light. Oh yeah, no, it's working. So you see, when I'm using the torch, the color of the drink, it looks blue. Is it visible? Yes? Okay. So now I will use this transparent plate. So you see, if I'm using the transparent plate, the UV are still passing and reflecting on the drink. Now I will use my sunscreen product. Up. So, also what is very important when you are applying your product is to make sure that you have an homogeneous film on skin to well protect. If you don't have an homogeneous film, you will not have the right protection. So now I'm applying evenly on this transparent plate. Up. And then, okay, the magic should happen. There is no blue. Okay, I remove blue. So now you are well protected from UV. And actually, SPF 50, this formula is blocking 99%. Voilà.
Thank you so much. You know what? I actually did that experiment with a sunscreen I was using for a very long while. And I realized not all sunscreens and not all SPF is the same, because while they claimed SPF 50, the light completely passed through. And I invite each and every one of our beauty squad members here, our extended influencers, to actually try the experiment with another sunscreen, and you'll see the difference in terms of what we say.
Okay, so a quick question from me. Anshuman mentioned that SPF 50P, is it plus 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 or is it 4 plus? So you just say 4 plus? So PA plus 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 plus. Can you tell me what these are? I keep seeing these in sunscreen. So what does it really mean?
So there are two aspects to it. One is the SPF, that is the sun protection factor. So this is the factor that that measures the amount of UVB light that is blocked. So an SPF of 50 will actually block about 99% of UVB light. Okay, and then you have the PA4+. The PA rating is a measure of how much UVA light is blocked. So PA4+ will actually block about 90% of, over 90% of UVA light, and the protection will last for about 16 hours. So when you look at a sunscreen, you have to look at both these aspects, UVA and UVB, and that's what a broad spectrum sunscreen protects against, both UVA and UVB, and you need both in a sunscreen to have a more broader range of protection.
Well, my next question has been asked by Paradox Woman. She says that a lot of products say SPF 100, SPF 200. So even I would really like to know that, do I need to use 100, 200? Because, you know, the logical thinking is that, okay, you know, 100 should be better. Does it work like that?
So it's a very good question. So as we just said, actually SPF 50 is already blocking 99% of the UV ray. And no product, even if it's SPF 3000, will block 100% of the UV rays. So already with the SPF 50, you are very well protected. It's actually the highest protection. After, it all depends in the regulation of the country and the kind of SPF values that you can have. This is quite specific to India and some other country where you can go above SPF 50. But the standard is, in general, when you have a value, when you measure a value which is higher than SPF 50, you don't put the value SPF 70, 100, 200, you put SPF 50 plus. And this is what we have with our two products, the best protection against UV ray.
Also, one big concern is often my patients think that if you give them a higher SPF, you have to apply less of it. So that's not true. There is a certain dose of sunscreen that is required for optimal sun protection. So that needs to be followed, and you have to apply sunscreen every 2 to 4 hours depending on what activity you're involved in. If you're sweating it out, your sports activity, or you're out on the beach, then probably every 2 hours. And if you're in and out of places throughout the day, then probably every 4 hours. So it varies from what you're doing on that particular day. And a rough measure of how much sunscreen is to be used is the finger rule. Okay, so you have to take two, it's basically 6 fingertip units for the whole face, neck and ears, which equals to 2 finger lengths of sunscreen. So you take 2 finger lengths of sunscreen, that's 2 fingertip units, 2 fingers, sorry, not finger, so 6 fingertip units all over the face, neck and the ears. And then, of course, there is similar calculation can be used for other areas of the body. For example, 1 finger is for 1 arm, 2 fingers is for the front of the trunk, and 2 fingers for the back of the trunk. Then 2 fingertip units is for the entire leg, 2 fingertip, and then about 2 fingertip unit for the hands and feet. So this is a rough calculation of how much sunscreen needs to be used. So you have to achieve a dose of 2 milligram per centimeter square, and or about roughly 30 ml of sunscreen for the entire body. So these are some of the recommendations that we give to patients to, if you want to understand how much sunscreen needs to be used.
Even I learned this while I was shooting for the ad. I did not know that before that, but they asked me to put these 2 fingers out and like swipe my face like that, and I thought it just looks cool. But I guess now I know there's some science behind it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I pretty much just squeeze the bottle in my hand and then
like
go
put
for it.
Yeah, but I guess there's some technicality to this. So next time I'll keep in mind, should it be 1, 2, how many
Right.
milligrams? But yeah, nice to know that. Do you have any other questions, Pooja?
I mean, you've pretty much answered everything. Just last question is, can I have that big bottle to go?
Of course.
But yeah, that's great. I mean, I think we've answered a lot of even my doubts because I always, this 100, 200 SPF was something that I always had on my mind. So I think it's great to clear that out, that 50 SPF of Garnier is doing 99% protection. So that's great. Thank you so much.
So
You?
I have one
Yeah,
final
okay.
question, and this is to everyone sitting here. What is one final piece of advice you would like to give to the audience today?
I think sunscreen is very important. The whole point of this program is to send out that message that it is the most important day product that you'll apply, okay? Even if you skip your moisturizer, that's okay. Because especially in a city like Mumbai where we have very humid weather, it's not always possible to moisturize and then apply a sunscreen. And the good thing is the sunscreen already comes in a moisturizing base, so it'll do the job of a moisturizer also. So if especially people who are younger and who have skin that's prone to oiliness, I think the sunscreen is perfect. So sunscreen becomes the most important thing. It's like one of those habits that you have to cultivate, like how you brush your teeth. You have to make it part of your daily routine, and over the long run, it'll reap you benefits. So yeah, this is one important thing that I would highly stress on, that use your sunscreen during the day.
Yeah.
After this, if you don't use sunscreen, I don't know what to tell you. Like experiments and everything, experts telling you, just put sunscreen.
But
That's
also, I think the serum is so like, it's so moisturizing. Like, it's literally a serum. So I think that's pretty unique also, you know.
It's really what we called an hybrid. The idea of the way we developed the formula was, of course, to protect. So this is why we bring the highest protection, but also to treat like a skincare for moisturizer, but also we have vitamin C inside to work on unevenness and correction. So I would say not all UV products are the same. And with Garnier, we are really trying to give the best out of it. So wear skincare every day. Wear UV and sunscreen every day.
Awesome. So I think since the experts have summed it up, I'll do the last job on kind of summing it up for all of us in the room. I think the category is really, really critical. And at 13% penetration, there's a big job to be done. And therefore, my advice is not so much for the consumers. Actually, right now, my advice is more for the people in this room. Together, all of us have a job to do. And I would really invite my channel partners, all the beauty squad, the influencers, to really try and drive this education and awareness on sunscreen. Because if there's one product you need in your skincare routine, it has to be sunscreen. It's very evident and very clear. On that note, I would like to really thank my esteemed panel for joining us here today. Thank you so much, guys. You could head down. On that, can we have a round of applause for the panel, please? So, I'm not going to take very long. I have a quick vote of thanks and a quick summary to do. So, if you would please allow me 5 minutes.
Vedang.
सेंटर